Right, hello, my name is Simon Toens. I'm also working at Salesforce with Peter. And after this, there's one more Salesforce talk, and then that'll be it for Salesforce. So we are not going back to Maven, but what we are doing is integrating with Nexus. So if you listen to the BMW talk and the Wix talk, they were doing, as far as I remember, a fast migration. We are doing the opposite. We're doing a gradual migration into the monorepo. So we have probably hundreds of services in their own Git repos, and they are still in their own Git repo, but we have libraries in the monorepo, and we need to get those out to those services that are still in their own Git repo. And we're doing that by pushing them out as Maven artifacts to Nexus. And so I'm just going to talk through some things we have to do to make that happen. So obviously, you need a POM XML file first. That's actually pretty easy. We have some simplifying assumptions for the Bazel packages. A single Java library target has to be there, and that produces the jar. And then we have an extra file that has some Maven metadata. And we use Bazel query to get the dependencies of the Java library, and we stick that all in a POM. And we are more or less good to go there. Some other things we need to do is, so we have this concept of a library. This is grouping together artifacts. So in the Maven world, you may know you have multi-module projects, and you may have an impl module and an API module, and you always upload them together to Nexus. And we want to have the same thing. So we have a marker file that we use to group together multiple Bazel packages that produce Maven artifacts. And so we want to be able to say, upload this library in the monorepo. And the user can pick a library for upload to Nexus. Then, of course, we have to worry about the references. So that library may have a Bazel package that references a different Bazel package in the monorepo. And so now we have to figure out if that other library that is referenced also needs to get uploaded or not. And we do that based on changes. So we track whether a library has changed since it was last published to Nexus. And if it hasn't, we generate the POM to point to the previously published artifact. And if it has changed, we also upload that library and any other library it may reference. Yeah. So I'm not sure this simplifies or complicates the discussion, but so for example, you have at the bottom there's a directory structure, root library 4. There are 3 Bazel packages in there. Those will be 3 artifacts. And so if you tell the system, upload library 4 to Nexus, since it doesn't reference anything else, this will just result in 3 artifacts being uploaded. On the other hand, if you go to library 1 and you want to upload that to Nexus, the artifact 1 there, the Bazel package called artifact 1 references something in library 2, and library 2 references something in library 3. So here, the result of uploading library 1 may be that you end up with library 1, 2, and 3, so 9 jars and POMs going to Nexus. But if library 3 hasn't changed since it was last uploaded, it wouldn't get re-uploaded. And there are some complications. For example, if library 2 hasn't changed, but library 3 has, then you actually do need to upload library 2 because you need to update the POM file to point to the new version of library 3. And so there's some scripts around this that we threw up on GitHub, and we've used this more or less successfully for a year or so. So, yeah, I'd be curious to hear from anybody else who needs to upload to Nexus from their monorepo. That's it. Questions? Yeah, so the question is, how do we determine a library has changed? So we keep a hash of the source code, basically. Yeah, yeah.
To figure out the dependency graph, are you using Bazel query, or are you doing your own thing?
No, Bazel. It's Bazel query. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
I'd just like to thank the speakers again for staying on time. I think have a little extra time. There'll be, the next session will start, when is it? 4, is it? Anybody know? Okay, so we have 15 minutes, thank you. And we'll start back at 4, take a break. We'll be back at 4.